During the Year 1 patch, Capcom talked about how they prefer to do several small patches every year rather than a single big one. With the release of basically every DLC character so far, including Terry right now, there have been some slight balance adjustments. There aren't many here, so I'll just cram them into one video. I won't bother to include the bug fixes unless there's a significant gameplay adjustment. Luke has less pushback on Crouch Light Kick, Crouch Light Punch, and Crouch Medium Punch. For the light normals, it's on hit and block, but for Crouch Medium Punch, it's on hit only. This should make Luke's combos more consistent, especially from counter hit. His back heavy kick now leaves you closer to the opponent even if you do it late in a drive rush. I guess before, if you didn't do it right at the start of the dash, you'd be left too far away for his good links. His light punch target combo inflicts a bit less scaling and does a bit more damage. All of these buffs are nice, but a very light touch in my opinion. Kimberly's spray cans now inflict less scaling, regardless of whether they're mid-combo or starting combos. The notes observed they're a very precious resource, so they should be rewarding. JP's stay medium kick was buffed from +1 on hit to +3. This does give him a few new cancels like Seismo, as well as restoring some of the combos he lost after the nerf to Super 2 startup last patch. His crouch hard punch was buffed as an anti-air. They nerfed it badly last patch, and it made it really hard for JP to anti-air even if he wasn't committed to anything else, which immensely hurt him as a keep-away character. I'm of the opinion that JP's anti-air should be consistent but relatively unrewarding, so I think this is okay. Towards heavy kick now gets both its hits more easily in juggles. Notes say this makes some new stuff possible, but I actually still don't know JP's routes even though the game's been out for over a year. Streetbog's second hit is bigger, but only if the first hit connects, making it more consistent in combos. Embrace's scaling seems to be buffed, so combos with it do more damage, but I can't side-by-side it with previous versions to see how much that matters. DJ's back heavy kick pushbox got wider, just to make this specific drive rush juggle route more reliable. His light punch TC was already safe for the first two hits, -3 with quite a lot of pushback. And as of this patch, they've made it easier to use them to hit confirm the third hit. DJ is also left closer, close enough to throw even if you started the TC from far out. This makes it an interesting alternate route from his light normals. The overhead follow-up from DJ Sway now deals more drive chip on block. It's plus, so this is very exploitable. If you punish counter with it, it now causes a ground bounce, which gives you a juggle to heavy Sobot or any of DJ's 3 supers. The EX version now inflicts the same ground bounce if you juggle into it. DJ Super 1 juggle potential was buffed to allow it to combo in these contexts. Guile now builds less super meter and drive meter on his sonic booms. Guile actually had some absurd 4-bar combos using 2 Super 2s, and I imagine those are gone. This nerf actually drops Guile's meter build in general, but since most Guile matchups have him utilizing a lot of attacks compared to his opponent, I guess it makes sense he'd previously been building meter faster than other characters. The medium version does build the most meter now, giving you another reason to use it over light and heavy. If only the first hit of Chun-Li's Tensho Kick connected, she'd previously be punishable on hit. Now it has a longer knockdown. Zangief towards medium kick is now -4 on block, down from -3. This relatively innocuous change is actually a big nerf, since last patch Zangief could do towards medium kick from a drive rush or against a burnout opponent, and even if it was spaced terribly, he'd still be +1. This gave Zangief a relatively strong approach option, but now he's 0 and the opponent can reliably trade their way out with a reversal 4-frame normal. Headbutt is keeping the link to mediums, which I was certain was going to be eventually removed when I read it last patch. However, Headbutt now adds quite a lot of scaling when you start combos with it. And also when you use it mid-combo. This brings his damage down closer to what it was when he had no medium link, but he's still probably better than he was then, since the mediums give him better meterless consistency and combo variety. Headbutt is now +8 on hit up from +7, and he can now link Crouch Medium Punch. This is not any better than Hellstab in terms of damage or routes, but it does have a much easier cancel into Super 2. Dalsim's stand medium punch is now 0 on hit, up from -2. Frame advantage buffs to zoom normals like this make it harder for the opponent to force an approach. For example, if Dalsim does a medium punch into an immediate medium kick and the opponent holds up forward, maybe Dalsim can now block the jump attack. Dalsim has big problems with how committal his attacks are, so improvements to frame data help there. Stand heavy kick has a slightly longer punish counter reel. I think this is to let you combo his sweep from farther away. But it also lets you do drive rush crouch medium punch without having to use an expensive drive cancel. Charged Yoga Fire is a bit better on block, helping you lock the opponent in better if you have time to get it up. EX Yoga Fire has a smaller hurt box, and it pushes opponents back less for its first hit, making both hits combo more reliably. EX Yoga Flame has a bit more range, even more so when the first hit connects, which makes it much more consistent in combos. Dalsim's most interesting change is his Super 1 is now safer on block, only -10 with higher pushback. It now deals white damage, which is a nice throwback to his VT1 from SF5, and dramatically increases the damage of his next successful hit or throw. Apparently, Rashid's Crouch Light Punch was a somewhat effective anti-air last version, which they've now nerfed. Anti-air lights, while unrewarding, are fast and non-committal, and the Street Fighter devs have famously objected to them before. Ed's Stand Heavy Kick is now +4 on block, up from +3. This change is really hard for me to parse since it's duckable. The only thing I see it doing is making it better after block jump normals where it can't be whiffed, giving Ed marginally better frame trap options there. But even that's really suspect since it relies on the opponent actually blocking. Jump Heavy Punch now has an extra active frame, which is just kind of generally useful. Ed apparently now lands faster if you connect with Jump Heavy Kick, which is nice because it's his juggle normal. When the opponent blocks your attacks in Street Fighter, they're pushed away. If they're cornered, that pushback is transferred to the attacker. Ed's Light Blitz apparently didn't have this corner reverse pushback before, and they buffed it to push him out more on block, which I guess makes it safer. The opponent can now be hit for 1 extra frame during the Light Flicker Punish counter crumple. The combo to Drive Rush Medium Kick was notoriously difficult here, and even pros dropped it. Now it's more consistent. Ed now has a meter build restriction during his Super 2 combos. There's a particular Super 2 loop people have been using in tournament which built quite a lot of the meter back. The combo is pretty difficult, and I didn't want to learn it just for this clip, so here's Momochi doing it. In the current version, the meter build is only 80% of what it is here. And Bison's Scissor Kick pushes out less on block. His hurt box was pulled back accordingly, so the same punishes work for the most part, but now it's slightly harder for Bison to walk back and make a normal whiff, or something like that. That's all for now. There might be a couple things I missed, or stuff where I didn't realize the full implications of the change, so feel free to tell us all in the comments. I'll try and get a Terry guide up sometime this week or next, not to mention an M. Bison one since I still haven't done that, but right now I'm still in my training period as a full-time X-ray tech in a new hospital, so I'm doing a lot of hours and don't have a lot of free time to make videos. I should free up more in the next month or so though.